Hey, folks, and welcome to Real Talk with Tranell. Thank you for tuning in with me. I am your host, your friend, your prayer partner, Tranell Stewart, and you are listening to Artist Spotlight, where we feature the guest artists, interview, and music. This is one of my favorite parts of the week. So we like to showcase the indie gospel music across the globe, and we provide a platform that continues to expand as we connect with more artists and their music, giving us an excellent opportunity to spread the love of God through our platforms. Real Talk with Tranell airs live here on Blog Talk Radio. You can subscribe to the channel in order to get the shows as they come in. This is a perfect opportunity to have consistent ministry through our U First Media Network. You can also catch RTWT on Unity Gospel Radio on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. 2 hours of great gospel music, interviews, and much more. In addition, we have joined the Positive Power XXI Christian Media Network with Jerry Royce Live, where our listeners can hear Real Talk with Tranell on demand through Spreaker Radio, as well as other digital media outlets such as iTunes. So that's that we're growing, we're expanding, so we're definitely excited about that. To keep up with what we got going on, connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter under my name, Tranell Stewart, and make sure with the Stewart you spell it with a D, because otherwise you're not going to pull me up. You're going to pull some other people up. So I'm right there on that profile pic, stating that I am an advocate. So if you see that, then you'll see me, and then make sure you show some love. You connect to that, and so that we can get you some information about what's going on. I'm very active on that Facebook page, so if you want to know what we got going on, connect on that Facebook page. I love to connect. I love to hear testimonies, believe God in prayer with and for you. You know, this is absolutely a joy to get on here each week, and I can honestly say that I love what I do. Artists looking to get their music in rotation should connect with me on social media or email me your music and interview submissions at the U First Media Network gmail.com. And that is the letter U, the number 1, ST Media Network at gmail.com. Be sure to include your social media links so that when your music is played, we're able to connect with you in that way. Today and every day, expect to hear the best in indie gospel music. That's right, I said it. Here on RTWT, we play the best in indie gospel music, and every week I get excited for the opportunity to be on here and worship with you, even more so on this show, because we have an opportunity to sit down and talk with 3 amazing award-winning artists, all under the careful direction of the Dream Enterprises. They are called the Dream Team. You will hear more about them later in the show, and you'll hear more from them later in the show. Find out what they're doing now, get some contact information and so forth. So we have a really great show for you today. I want everybody to stay tuned. Make sure you're sharing this link on your social media site so that we can add to the listeners on today, and, make this thing big for these guests, because they are amazing. I'm telling you, you want to hear this music, in which we will be playing on this show today. We're going to get right to it. Here is our first selection, musical selections that we're going to have for today, and at the top of the hour, the next hour, we'll have our guests come on, and then we'll talk with them for a little bit. So until then, I'll be right back, and you guys enjoy the selection.
No walls, I'm taking gospel to the street. the nation. If you got a problem with it, check yourself and stop hating. I'm on that all Jesus everything, hopping on that glory train. And all things in Christ are new, so I'ma be forever changed. Preaching to the choir when they already believe. This ministry with no walls, I'm taking gospel to the streets. And the word is to my heart, it's consecration to my feet. My footsteps are ordered, I'm just praying to complete this commission I've been given. I just wanna please God. Then I gotta die daily, it ain't impossible, but it's hard. So I reach for my Bible, that's the best place to start. From Genesis to Revelation, Lord, open up my heart. Or I reach for my Bible, that's the best place to start. From Genesis to Revelation, Lord, open up my heart. I ain't preaching to the choir, cause they already believe. This ministry with no walls, I'm taking gospel to the street. Lord, open up their eyes, so it's you that they can see. I'm standing in the spotlight, but it's Jesus they receive. I ain't preaching to the choir, cause they already believe. This ministry with no walls, I'm taking gospel to the street. Lord, open up their eyes, so it's you that they can see. I'm standing in the spotlight, but it's Jesus they receive. Listen, I'm getting deliverance from my heart to yours, but this ain't mine, this the word from the Lord. Romans 10:9, if you believe God raised him, open up your mouth, shout it out, and he'll save you. Devil try to play you cause he wanna see you down. Just tell him to take a bow, you are now God's child. No time for them games, you can't be playing with that destiny. When no one else can see Jehovah Rapha saw the best in me. And eyes ain't seen, ears ain't heard, this far from regular, extraordinary rhema word. I ain't preaching to the choir, cause they already believe. I ain't worried about that, cause Jesus got the master keys. He done took it to the cross, so I can take it to the streets. But I ain't preaching to the choir, cause they already believe. He done took it to the cross, so I can take it to the streets. But I ain't preaching to the choir, cause they already believe. I ain't preaching to the choir, cause they already believe. This ministry with no walls, I'm taking gospel to the streets. Lord, open up their eyes, so it's you that they can see. I'm standing in the spotlight, but it's Jesus they receive. I ain't preaching to the choir, cause they already believe. This ministry with no walls, I'm taking gospel to the streets. Lord, open up their eyes, so it's you that they can see. I'm standing in the spotlight, but it's Jesus they receive it. I don't know who I would be if it wasn't for the grace of God. Don't know where I would be. Somewhere headed for the tomb, then you probably R.I.P. But they can't take me out the game, cause Jesus got the master key. The wicked hating that I'm out here, cause I'm finna take keys. Lord, prepare a table for me, I'ma feed my enemies. If it wasn't for his grace, I don't know where I would be. I feel the power of his spirit. Let the glory rise on me that you can't prophesy to this, cause this is something you can't see. Yeah, my cup filling up and got this oil spilling over. So much favor in my life, I thought I found a holy clover. I was tipsy off the Holy Ghost, tried to stay sober, then the fresh wind of God picked me up and blew me over. If it wasn't for his grace, I don't know where I would be, but I keep my faith in the King James. Zuckerberg, come and see me. Some of y'all wanna beat me, but I carry this cross. Lost my life once before, now I ain't taking no loss. And if the sky is the limit, then I'm finna take off. God is already spoken, I don't need a prayer cloth. So let the church say amen, praise God, hallelujah. If you want to catch the spirit, then this is how you do it. Believe and have faith, it really ain't nothing to it. Believe and have faith, it really ain't nothing to it. I am who I am, I don't know who I would be if it wasn't for the grace of God. Don't know where I would be. Somewhere headed for the tomb, then you probably R.I.P. But they can't take me out the game, cause Jesus got the master key. The wicked hating that I'm out here, cause I'm finna take keys. Lord, prepare a table for me, I'ma feed my enemies. If it wasn't for his grace, I don't know where I would be. killing in the holy place. I done fought a good fight, gotta finish this race, and know I gotta keep the faith and thank God for His grace. 5 loaves, 5 fold, 5 stones, that's grace. 5 pillars, 5 priests, chilling in the holy place. I done fought a good fight, gotta finish this race, and know I gotta keep the faith and thank God for His grace.
just wanna tell you thanks for everything that you have done for me. When I was walking in that real dark place, you covered me with your amazing grace. That's why I'm able to give you the praise for blessing a mess like me with a brand new day.
This is a brand new day.
He saved my soul.
We come to celebrate.
Never let me go.
This is a brand new
I just wanna tell you thanks, Lord.
We come to celebrate.
Make a joyful noise and clap your hands. Come on, let's praise Him. Now break into a dance. Are you grateful about how He broke your chain? He's worthy to be praised. We thank you for a brand new day. All right, I need everyone to stand to your feet. Make sure you got leg and arm room, because what we're about to do is do something different. See, the word tells us that David danced when he was praising the Lord. So we're going to praise the Lord. Don't just follow my lead. It's real easy to do. Listen up. It's like this. Step to your left, step to your right. Slide back, slide forward, now throw your hands up in the sky. Step to your left, step to your right. Slide back, slide forward, now throw your hands up in the sky. Come on and make a joyful noise. Let everything that has breath praise the Lord. A brand new day, yeah. Break it down. Hey. Yeah. All right, all right. Daddy made a way out of no way. I want to tell you thanks, yeah. I'm grateful, I'm thankful. Yes, I am.
Lord, thank you for using me. Lord, thank you for using me. Lord, thank you for using me. Lord, thank you for using me.
Started with my best, we have to say.
Lord, thank you for using me.
That's what's in. You can take the past and make it right.
Lord, thank you for using me.
This is now. It started with my past, we have to say.
Lord, thank you for using me.
That was it. You can take the past and make it right.
Lord, thank you for using me.
This is now. Use me for your glory. Use me. Use me, send me. Use me for your glory. Use me.
Lord, thank you for
Use me,
using me.
send me.
Lord, thank you
Use
for
me, send me.
Lord, thank you for using me.
That was it. This is I give everything I have. I will give it unto you. I give everything I have in me, and I will give it up to you. I give everything I have, and I will give it up to you. I give everything I have, I will give it up to you.
Welcome back to RTWT. You rocking with me, your host, Tranell Stewart, in this week's Artist Spotlight. Coming up, we have a dynamic group of indie gospel artists here to share their ministry, their music, the testimonies of what God is doing in their life and through their music. What I'll be doing here shortly to reserve some time so as not to cut them short in their roundtable discussion, I will read the bios of all artists just to introduce them prior to them coming on with us today. So you got to stay tuned to hear those. We're going to keep flowing in this music right now, and then we'll be back. We're going to get started on those, and then we will also come back in and read those bios for you. So you guys stay tuned. Stick with me. This show is going to be great. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yep, no read. Something to uplift your spirit. Turn this up. Roll your windows down. It feels so good to be a child of the king. You know what I'm talking about?
Funny how you're making me feel as I linger to be all up in your presence. Your touch, your voice, your will. I admire and desire your heaven. Lord, you mean more to me than anything this world could offer. Even at their very best, at your simplest you put them to rest. You brighten up my days. Your life is light to me. I can't get enough of you. I gotta have more. You brighten up my days. Your life is light to me. I can't get enough of you. I gotta have more. Your loving is good. Fills me up with all that I need. Your loving is good. You supply my every need. So good. Can't get enough. You're all that I need. I gotta tell everybody, sing it to the world that you're good. You're good, so good.
Let it breathe, right? Let it breathe. You ready? Come on. Breathe, talk.
I can go all of my days, try my hardest to praise and thank you, but I can't give enough praise, because you are so much bigger than my effort. You took what was dark in me, purified and made me new. Now I feel what you've been showing, and I wanna give my all to you. You brighten up my days. Your life is light to me. I can't get enough of you. I gotta have more. Your loving is good. Fill me up with all that I need. Your loving is good. You supply my every need. So good. Can't get enough. You're all that I need. I gotta tell everybody, sing it to the world that you're good. You're good. Your loving is good. Fill me up with all that I need. Your loving is good. You supply my every need. So good. Can't get enough. You're all that I need. I gotta tell everybody, sing it to the world that you're good. You're good.
Come on.
Good. You are, oh you are good. Oh you are so good. You are, oh you are good to me. Oh you are so good. Fill me up with all that I need. Your loving is good. The battle may be raging, trouble all around. You're crying out to Jesus for a way out. Hold to your faith, finish the race. He's already made your way of escape. You are triumphant, you are a winner. You're not defeated, you've already won. Through Christ Jesus, you have the victory. You're not a failure, you've only just begun. If you only knew God has great plans for you, don't give up now. Press on anyhow, 'cause the greatness of God lies within you. You are triumphant. Yes, you are. You're not defeated. You've already won. Through Christ Jesus, you have the victory. You have the victory. You're triumphant. Yeah, you are a winner. You're not defeated. You've already won. And it's through Christ Jesus.
'twas your love that lifted me. 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 When I couldn't take it. When I could make it, oh, when I could take it, yes. When I could make it, oh, what love, yes. What peace, yes. What joy He gives. I was thinking deep in sin, for from the peaceful shore, yeah, very deeply. Stay with me, they get to rise no more. But the master of the sea heard my despairing cry. From the water, He lifted me. Now say, bear my what love, what peace, what joy. Lord, you are so wonderful to me, yes you are. Yeah. Holy, holy, oh, you're holy, holy. You're mighty, oh, you're faithful, yes you are, Lord. You holy, holy, you're holy, you're holy, yes you are, you're holy, yes you are. What love has lifted me. What love, what love, what love. What love has set me free. What love. Oh,
Welcome back. Wow. Let me say something about Mr. Reggie Campbell. Oh my gosh. Now I don't know about y'all, but y'all listen to this man's voice. It sounds a lot like it reminds me. I ain't gonna say it sounds a lot like it reminds me of one of my faves, Gerald Levert. It's got that soul, and I don't care what you say. I will listen to his whole album just off of listening to that one song. I just got his music in earlier this week, and as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, yes. So y'all make sure y'all look up Reggie Campbell. We Wait on You is another track that he has that I'll play later on in this show. I look forward to connecting with him. Wonderful, wonderful ministry, and I hope that you guys will be blessed by the music that we're playing here today from this artist. Go out and support them. That's the goal, to go out and give these indie gospel artists some support. He has an awesome business manager whom I connect with quite often that will get you anything you need. So please reach out, find this artist. You're really going to enjoy his ministry. So as I stated before we left off the first, just a few minutes ago here, I was going to get into the bios, reading the bios of the artists that will be on today for the roundtable discussion, just to kind of cut down on some time, because we got three, y'all. We got three, so I want to get through these bios so that I have an opportunity to share them with you, and then shortly after that, then we'll bring them on here in just a few minutes. So the first one is Jeremy Tutt. All right, I'm going to just read off this bio. As the positive hip-hop and R&B scene continues to give birth to many artists with raw talent, few up-and-comers have the lyrical capabilities and delivery that Jeremy Tutt possesses. Drawing comparisons to artists such as Kenton Jones, Mally Music, Travis Green, it's easy to understand why a buzz has been created. Wow. Stepping onto the music scene in high school in the year of 2006, Jeremy Tutt created an organic Christian band and traveled all across southeastern regions of America, but he started to realize that everyone didn't share the same vision. In 2014, Jeremy Tutt released his first single, I Want to Be Better. That sent him across the Eastern Coast to different venues, churches, and clubs. January of 2015, Jeremy Tutt released his Freshman Life, and it started a chain reaction. He displayed his versatility to the max for his first album, ranging anywhere from praise and worship to quartet to hip-hop and R&B and traditional gospel. Jeremy made a statement that he could stand out on any platform. Tutt is currently working on his new album, Untitled, which will be released in summer 17. As of now, he has 3 release parties in Atlanta, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, and Orlando, Florida. Jeremy is on the road constantly and developing as an organic artist, building up the momentum and keeping this generation and future generations relatable to the music that keeps them positive and constantly evolving for the better. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you haven't heard Jeremy Tutt's earlier stuff, his album called Life is very, very interesting, very hot, and it's the now. It's the now. It's speaking now. Even though that's one of the first albums that he worked on, you really got to go out there and take a listen to that, because you will be blessed by that. I look forward to having this young brother on today and talking with him about his testimony and his drive to just do what he does. So we look forward to that. Next up, we're going to read the bio for Miss Ashley Williams. Miss Ashley, beautiful young lady, started singing in Seminole High School in 99 to 2002. where she won the Best Solo Artist at the Disney competition. She graduated in 2003, went on to SCC, now SSC, was a part of their gospel choir. In 2014, she began her own group called Blessed, where they opened up for gospel artist Jay Moss. Shortly after, she became a part of Divine Worshipers and Holy Exalted. She sang on the various community choirs along the way. She's joined T.J. Bristol and Pop, P.O.P. in 2012. And October 16, 2016, God allowed her to go forth and release her first single, which is entitled Redeemed. And the best is yet to come. We have Redeemed now playing on our station. Is in regular rotation. And I got to tell you, if you haven't heard it, you're in for a treat this afternoon, because we will be playing that when we get Miss Ashley on here. And lastly, but definitely not least, we have for Danny Nunn. Danny Nunn Jr., born in Sodus, New York, if I pronounce that wrong, please forgive me. New Yorkers, please forgive me. So, he was born in New York on July 13, 1983. He started out playing early, and by the age of 5, he asked his father to teach him how to play the piano. That's some ambition right there, y'all. Growing up, he would play the keyboard and sing with his siblings at their parents' local church. To young age, people were amazed to see Danny Nunn minister the way that he did. Danny Nunn electrified and revived crowds all around the globe, from New York, Los Angeles, and to Florida, spreading the good news of Jesus Christ through song. In 2015, under Empowered Records, Danny Nunn has released 2 projects. Superwoman and Because of You was featured on the State of Emergency project that just released his first EP, Caught Up. 2016 and 2017, Danny Nunn has been nominated for Contemporary Gospel Artist of the Year at the Tampa Bay Gospel Awards and the Praise Factor People's Choice Awards. Subsequently, he heard the call of God to preach the gospel. He has obeyed. Danny Nunn has performed with such artists as Trinity 5-7, Troy Sneed, Philip Carter, Helen Baylor, and BBJ. Recently, Danny Nunn has opened up for Dorinda Clark Cole, the legendary Clark Sisters, the great Rance Allen, and Lau Powell of Men of Standard, just to name a few. Now get ready to experience the ministry of Danny Nunn for yourself. That's right, you will experience that ministry, and I'm excited. They're going to be coming up here in just a few minutes, but while we're waiting on them to come up, they'll come up at the next half hour, and we'll bring them on, and then we'll have a good sit-down talk with them for a few minutes and just find out a little bit about their ministry and things that they got going on. So I'm excited about that. I hope you are too. You guys stay tuned. You are listening to Real Talk with Tranell on this week's Artist Spotlight. We're going to get back in some worship. This is Thy Will Be Done.
I say weak, you say strong. I say poor, you say rich. Gotta be more like you. I gotta be more like you. I feel like you fulfill. All I want is your will. Gotta be more like you. I gotta be more like you.
I say weak, you say strong. I say poor, you say
I gotta be more. Come on, y'all. I gotta be more. I feel like you fulfill. All I want is your will. Yeah, I gotta be more. Come on, I say weak. You say yeah. I say poor, you say I gotta be more. Yeah, I gotta be more. I feel like you fulfill. Thy will be done. Oh, how many want the will of God to be done in your life? Come on. Thy will be done. Come on, everybody. I got to hear everybody's voice. Come on. Sing, I say weak. I say weak, you say. Yeah. I say more, you say. I got to be more. I got to be more. You look from heaven above. Down you pour out your love. I got to be more. Yeah. I got to be more. Sing, I say weak. You say strong. I got to be more. Yeah. I got to be more. You look from heaven above. Down. I got to be more like you. Hey, I got to be more. So we pray. With song. Hallowed be. You got it. Thy kingdom come. As it is. So let it be on earth. As it is in heaven. That's what we want on earth. As it is in heaven. So let it be on earth. As it is in heaven. So let it be on earth. So let it be on earth. 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 We want your will. We want your will, God. We want your will. Hey, we want your will. In our homes, let it be. On our jobs, let it be. In our schools, let it be. In this nation, let it be. Pour out your glory. Pour out your glory. Pour out your anointing. Pour it out, God. We want your will. Let it be on. So let it be on. So let it be on. We want your will. We want your will. That's what we want, God. Yeah. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Pour out your glory. Pour out your spirit. Pour out your anointing. Pour it out, God. So let it be on. Let it be on. Let it be on. Let it be. Anybody want the will of God to be done in this place? Come on, let me hear you. Oh, that's what we want, God. We want your will, God. Not my will, but your will, God. Not my way, but yours. Come on, thy will be done. That's what we want tonight, God. Thy will be done. Everybody, lift your voice, sing it out. Don't we serve an awesome God? Don't we serve an awesome God? Yeah. Are you having a good time tonight already? I tell you, we came here to worship God. That's why we came here. So let's get on with it, huh?
All Right. That was Eric Gustav, and that was Prayer Changes Everything. I love that guy. You got to check out some more of his music. He's going to be on Jerry Royce live tonight at 9:30 p.m. If you want to check him out, that's on Positive Power XXI. I got to get that right because Jerry will get me if I don't get that right. But so he'll be on there at 9:30 if you want to check him out, hear some of his new music, find out what he has going on, and you'll be blessed by the ministry. Welcome back to RTWT's Real Talk with Tranell. Today is our artist spotlight. However, today we generally have that one guest, but we have 3 dynamic indie gospel artists on here today. They're known as the Dream Team. I can imagine all of them being on one set, though, because I've heard all their music, and I'm it's been in rotation for a couple of weeks, and I've been wanting to get these cats on here for a long time. So I'm excited to have them on today. I'm looking forward to this interview, and I'll bring them on in just a second. I'm not going to talk your ear off. I know you want to hear from them. The Dream Team consists of indie artists Ashley Williams, Jeremy Tutt, and Danny Nunn. And now you heard me read their bios earlier, so you got to hear a little bit about them. But at the same time, a short bio doesn't measure up to the real testimony that we have the opportunity to hear directly from them today. So without further ado, I'm going to do a roll call because it's 3 of them. And I need to make sure everybody's on here. All right. Let me hook them up here. Let's see if I'm coming in clear. All right. We're about to do a roll call. Ashley, you with us, lady?
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Hey, good. Good to have you on. What about Jeremy?
Hey, how are we doing today?
Good. What about Danny, sir?
Hello, God bless you. Yes, I'm here.
God bless you guys. I'm glad to have you guys on. How you guys feeling today?
Great.
Everybody
always
can talk
a great
day.
It's always a great day, anytime we're live.
Amen. Like I said a few minutes ago, I've been waiting to get you guys on here. Me and your manager's been kind of going back and forth trying to figure out a good day to have you guys on. I'm just really impressed and have fallen in love with each of your ministries, and I just wanted to have you have an opportunity to share that with our listeners. So if y'all don't mind, for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. This is a roundtable discussion about you. It's about your journeys, about your careers, your testimonies, and I think it's really important for artists such as yourself to let your supporters, your fans, and the peer artists hear directly from you. Okay, so if we have our testimony. We ain't got nothing else. We have our testimony. So to start, I want each of you guys and gals to tell us a little bit about your music ministry and how you got started. Let's start with Danny, and then we're going to go to Jeremy and then Ashley, if you guys don't mind to go in that order.
Okay.
Sounds good. Cool. Hello, God bless. My name's Danny Nunn. I love the Lord. I'm a husband. I'm a father to 3 beautiful girls. I guess my journey started I was around 5 years old, and my parents, all I know is church. They've always been in ministry, and I had a heart and a passion for people, for souls, to see souls saved, and I had a passion for music like never before. Of course, my aunt, she would always listen to R&B and that type of thing, so that kind of influenced me, and hearing people like Kirk Franklin and that type of thing, it influenced me in the gospel arena to say, okay, think outside of the box, but I love all music, and I just wanted to be able to have a message that's going to pull people out. My testimony with the song Your Story Is Not Over starts with my daughter, and she was she was diagnosed with Down syndrome when she was born, and that was a rough time for me and my wife. Basically, we were going through depression and just didn't know why and why God allowed that to happen to our child. And we were, because we both are PKs, pastor kids, and loved the Lord, and we worked in ministry all our lives. And to see her going through that, and then she had to have a heart surgery at 2 months old. So that's kind of some of the testimony behind your story is not over, because it began to, to speak to, God began to speak to my spirit to say, hold on through this rough time that you're going through, and now seeing her smile, it just brightens up a whole room, and, I just love her so much. It just goes to show, don't look at what it is now. Hold on to the dream, because, her story is not over. It's just beginning.
Amen. Amen. God bless you for that. Thank you for sharing that.
Definitely.
All right, Jeremy.
All right. Awesome. Well, once again, thank you guys for having us on the Dream Team, and also our manager who's always constantly working hard. I would say my story is a little different, but at the same time, I'm a pastor's child as well. Okay, I grew up in the church since I can remember. As a matter of fact, I probably don't remember. I probably missed two Sundays of church my whole life, if any. But my grandma was a bishop. My mom is a bishop now. So I experienced the atmosphere my whole life. Going to church. And when I was younger, I can't really say that I was going because I wanted to go. It was more because I didn't have a choice. So then, it was different. Once I grew up, maybe in my teen years, I kind of, got rebellious in life. Didn't want to listen to my mom, my dad, just thought what I was doing was the way to go. Of course, I got intertwined with the streets. And I was in them kind of heavy, all the way up through college. I've done a lot of things that I have definitely learned from. But it came to a point in my life where it got so bad that I could tell my mom, I could tell my grandma what I was going through, but it was only one way that I would be able to get out of the mess that I was in, and that was just through finding and following God and getting in His Word. So now today, I can remember there were times in my life where I would be ashamed of my past, but now I'm able to look back and just to see how He's able to truly transform someone. That's why a lot of my music is normally for outside of the walls, the four walls of the church, because I can relate a lot to the people that maybe don't go to church but maybe are interested and just having situations, and they know that it has to be a way out. But, of course, it's not going to be through our own might or through the streets. A lot of my music, I would say, would definitely be from life experiences, stuff I've been through, stuff I've gone through, and just for me to be able to witness it, He didn't put me through anything in my life for me to go through it and not be able to help somebody else through a similar situation later on down the road. So that's why I like to put a lot of that information in music.
Amen. Amen. I think that's the plan. That's the purpose that we all have. Utilize the gifting and the passions that God has given us to share His love, to spread that word. So, you on the right track, brother. Definitely.
Awesome.
And the lovely Miss Ashley.
Yes, ma'am.
What's going on, girl?
Hey, doing good. My name is Ashley Williams. I am married, children 3, 2 boys and 1 girl. They are my joy. They are my world. And I just thank God for it. And I thank God for this platform. Like Jeremy said, the Dream Team, I'm so grateful, so honored to be a part. This journey started with me when I was like 3 years old that I can remember. My mom said they, always had me around. And it's funny because I guess one of my aunts used to own like a juke joint, I guess, back then. It was up in the Georgia area, so it was a little backwoods type of stuff. And of course, they used to take me in there, and I would go ahead and just start singing the songs. And people, it was funny, Mama said, people would just look at me, like, because I was so short at 3 years old and wouldn't know a whole entire song. And they was like, give money and ready for me to sing again. So I guess that just instilled in me from my family, because we are a singing family background. And ever since then, that's just been my passion. I often tried to stray away from singing because I'm like, okay, maybe I want to try something else, but I couldn't get away from that. And it's just something that is in me, and I love. And my single, Redeem, came from basically older in life, going through so many trials, some of the things I had to look back on, and I just like, God, I thank you for redeeming me from everything that I had to go through. Some people don't want to face the fact that, hey, I used to do that. Hey, I used to be that person. But I'm a living witness and say, thank God I was that person, because now I'm redeemed and I can tell them about it by the blood of the Lamb. And when my husband was going through, was sick in the hospital, different things, and he had to really encourage me as he was laying in the hospital bed, was like, hey, you got to thank God for the things that is to come and not what you're going through right now. And he was like, you just need to get out there and do what you got to do. No matter what it takes, you need to go forth. And that kind of like pushed me. And I just went into prayer, went into meditation toward God, and asked God, just give me what he needed me for the people to receive. And that's how I came about that. And everything else, we just believe and trust in God from here on out.
Amen. It's a blessing to have that support system, to have your husband there, even though he's going through himself, just encouraging you in that. Now that's the men of God that God is calling for,
Absolutely.
to push, the wives and the spouses to cover them in a sense. So that's amazing that you have that support system. Ashley, you have a lengthy history singing with choirs, according to the bio, and with different groups, one of which you personally formed called Bless. Tell me a bit about that process as you transition from singing with the groups and about the group Bless to now branching out on your own and working on your newest project with your hit single, Redeem.
Okay, Bless, it came about just some of us. I was attending Seminole State College, and we had a gospel choir out there, and we just kind of branched off and kind of like want to do our own thing and go different places. And that was my baby, our birth, and I was so excited, still excited. A bunch of friends and family to this day. We was able to open up 1 year for Jay Moss over there in Orlando at the Hope Church, and it was a tremendous experience. We kind of just ventured off. People went off to other colleges, did certain things in their life, and, just wasn't able to keep that going. Later on in the years, I came by with another group, Divine Worshipers, and from there on went on to T.J. Brooks and the Power of Praise, and from there to myself as a solo artist, also, should I say, with the help of TJ, very encouraging man of God. I thank God for him for pushing me as well, and always encouraged me to go forth and not just to stay back there, because that's not where I belong. So all of those experiences in life that I did with the group, from one to another, it taught me so much. It taught me how to be humble. It taught me how to be strong. It taught me how to endure, even when I didn't want to. So it was just so much that I grabbed from each one of those groups and was able to place that within myself.
Amen. I know it's a distinct difference when you're dealing with a group in choirs as opposed to, being off on your own. But you have a great support system. From what I can see, so I can tell that would make the transition a little bit easier, going off on your own and not having that. So
absolutely,
you won an award this past weekend. Now this was at the 3rd annual Tampa Gospel Awards. Now I'm sitting on the far left side. You guys on the right side Okay, I didn't know you were there. So tell us about that, because I can't imagine what you were feeling. However, the way that whole right side stood up and erupted when your name was called, I can't imagine the joy. So tell us what was going through your mind at that time.
Wow, I didn't even know that happened, but everything was just a blur. To be honest, and I'm going to be so honest, I did not go to win anything. I told my husband, I was like, maybe this wrong for me thinking this way, but I mean, hey, this is what I'm thinking. I'm not going to win anything. You know, it's whatever. I'm going to meet. I'm going to have fun. I'm going for the experience. And, you know, honey, don't think that way. That's not what we're thinking. We're trusting and believing God. Da, da, da. So I'm like, okay. Yeah. So when it finally got down to the category that I was in, I'm like, oh, God, here we go, Jesus, here we go, help me, Lord. And they called my name, and it's like my heart just dropped. And I'm like, no, they did not just call my name. So it was overwhelming. It was more than I expected. And I was trying to keep all my tears back. I wasn't trying to cry. I was trying to be, hard. So, but I thank God for that. That's another lesson learned, another hurdle that I had to get over. And it's like, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself first. If you don't believe in yourself, who will?
Yeah.
So that was one thing I really had to gather together with myself. Like, hey, I got to trust in me. I got to believe in me. And I thank God for the supporters, because I didn't see all of that was going on. When they called my name, I was just like, well, all right, thank you, Jesus. So and I just like everything was a blur to me.
I was like, there she is. I see you on the picture. There she is. I seen you running up there, but just congratulations on that. And, yeah, you're right. You have to trust the gifting that God has put in you and be open to receiving once he starts expanding that platform. We never know why he puts things in us, why he, put that song in you, why he is opening the doors that he's opening. But we have to be open to that process. So that we can be blessed. We're blessed in that process. God is just getting his glory out of it, but enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. We're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to play your single, Redeemed, and we're going to come back in a few minutes, and we're going to talk to the guys, because we didn't forget about you guys. And just sit back, relax, sit tight. We'll be right back after this. This is Redeemed by Ashley.
Been redeemed, by the blood of the Lamb, by the blood of the Lamb. Oh, I've been redeemed, by the blood of the Lamb, by the blood of the Lamb. I shine so bright. Shine so bright, shine so bright for all to see. Oh, shine so bright, shine so bright, shine so bright for all to see. I've been redeemed.
Amen. Welcome back to RTWC. If you are just joining us, we are talking to the Dream Team that consists of Danny Nunn, Jeremy Tutt, and Miss Ashley Williams, who you just heard the song entitled Redeemed. Such a beautiful song, such a beautiful ministry, powerful testimony of redemption. I want to hear from the guys about your take on that particular selection, how it has blessed you. What are your thoughts on it? Because you know this young lady, and you guys work together. So I want to hear your thoughts on her ministry and in particular that song.
I guess I'll go first, Jeremy. Man, that song right there, man, it speaks volume to me. Just because, like what I was explaining earlier about what we overcome in life and where it just amazes me because it's about where we come from. You know, if you can look back at least just even a year and see a different person in yourself, to me that's big. I think it's a dangerous thing, you know, if we look back 10 years and we don't see a change in ourselves, you know, something's not right. You know, we're not doing something right. So that song is a testimony to me just because I'm able to look back and see how he redeemed me, how he brought value back into my life. So I love it.
Amen. That song is awesome. Definitely, Ash, and the song is very powerful. When I think about redeemed, I think about being bought with the price, and we know it's nothing so good that we've done, but it's because of the blood of Jesus Christ that we are redeemed. And that it's because of his grace that allows us an opportunity to be transformed into a Christ-like creature, a new creature, and that, you know, a continual everyday thing, being transformed by the renewing of our mind. So it's a message. I always love it. I love the vibe I get from it. You know, it's a you know, new school type jam, and but not only that, I love the artist herself. You know what I'm saying? When I think about Ashley, I can see the realness in her. I can see the genuineness in her as an artist, you know, that's coming from her heart. It's not just a song that she sang. It's actually something that she really feels and means. You know, it's coming from that place in her heart. So I love the artistry of it.
That's amazing.
Oh,
that's amazing. Go ahead. We will give Ashley a few minutes here, in a few minutes, to give the connect info for her, for our listeners, so they'll be able to connect with you and keep up with what's next for Ashley. So we're going to keep it going. We're going to jump right back into it, and we're going to talk to Mr. Jeremy Tutt. So much versatility in your music. That's one of the things I love about it. I went back all the way to the Life album, and I you know, listened to that as well. Yeah, it definitely doesn't fit into the box. And you said it earlier, and you don't fit into that box. That's probably what I love about it. I'm drawn more to artists that don't fit in that box. You can sing, you can rap. I realized that much of your earlier work had a smooth flow, like that sort of R&B style worship. I love when gospel artists can flow. So have you always, and I know you said you grew up into the church and stuff, but have you always done gospel music, or have you had the experience outside of that into the secular music realm? And has that influenced the music that you do today?
That's a great question. You caught me off guard with that one. Actually, I did up until around college, honestly, and I just love being transparent. I was doing secular music and also Christian music, all the way up until college. I would say I was more involved in the secular world just because that was the life I was living. So I was doing a lot of rap and a lot of like regular R&B songs. You know, just for the people. You know, it wasn't anything that didn't make anybody go out and kill somebody, but it was good listening to music. But at the same time, it wasn't spreading the good news, shall I put? So I did grow up in the church, but like I said, I was more at that moment lured into the street and what it had to offer. So yeah, I was doing secular and gospel, and also I would say right around college areas when I started to develop more and started to figure myself out more. And I actually used to sing quartet, believe it or not. I used to sing quartet gospel around like Georgia and Alabama and Tennessee. Is what when I heard gospel, that's what I heard growing up. And my mom's church is Pentecostal, so it was a lot of mixture going on in my ears and in my head when it comes to music. What I would say now, what influenced me is definitely all of those different genres. All of those different genres that I was in definitely influences me a lot now, but it's only one vision when I create my music. I don't mind what kind of song it is. It can be soft rock, country, rap, R&B, but as long as I'm spreading a message that's going to create someone to begin to think about God and what He can offer them and what He can do for them, then I'm all for it. So and that's why a lot of my music now, I love church music. I love worship music. But with mine, sometimes, and you can kind of tell in the album, I try to kind of refrain from those sounds just because I grew up with a bunch of people that are, when they hear an organ or when they hear a certain type of piano, it kind of, makes them put up a shield just because of experiences they had in church. So I try to come to them at a level where they can understand.
Yeah, definitely. Because you're dealing with a lot of millennials now, and there's a lot of different direction that the church is taking now. And when I say church, I mean, differences in opinions and how people perceive, living for God and just spreading His love. So you got some that don't go to church that feel like they could just look at it on TV or on the internet, and that's all they do, and they give their tithes by giving to somebody on the streets, So, I mean, there's different things that, different ways that people are going to church now. And I think the millennials are now, you have more of those radical Christians, and you look at Canton Jones and, Tutt and all that. It's outside of the box, but it catches the attention of those who are not attracted to the traditional four walls of the church, right? So it's important that we utilize the platforms that we have in order to reach those people, because the church, we forget sometimes that the church is inside of us. It's not inside those four walls. So we have an obligation to reach those people, and what you're doing with your music is just that. You're getting that message out there. You're reaching people that otherwise, wouldn't hear about Jesus, wouldn't experience Him. So this is a great opportunity, and I love the ministry. I love what you're doing. We need to have more of that. We need to have more of that. So your journey has definitely been influenced, and we heard a little bit about that. Tell me how it's personally affected your relationship with God, going from the secular on over to, just full-time ministry and the music, having those different sounds, or what they would call worldly sounds. How has that influenced your relationship with God? Because you got to have some strength in order to do that and go up against the people that are saying that's not real gospel music. That's not God. What tell me a little bit about your personal experience with that.
That is another Oscar question right there. I can go at that question from a lot of different angles, but I would say this. There is a verse that my mom always told me when she saw my transformation from going to worldly music to Christian music, because I've always been transparent with my mom. And she always used to tell me that one verse, and she would recite it, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God." And just the beginning of that verse alone is enough for me, because I've been in situations where I've been around artists. Not Dream Team. I love Dream Team now. But even before I moved to Florida, even living in Atlanta, and you would go to certain places and certain events, and you would kind of be looked down upon because of the kind of music you that you do or that you perform from people that were in the church. I'm not going to necessarily call them Christians, maybe religious people. So it definitely strengthens my relationship with God, because if I'll put it like this, if I didn't have a strong relationship with Him, there's no way I would be doing gospel music. There's no way at all. Now I won't even think about the fact of going back to what I used to do in music. It just doesn't appeal to me, because I'm realizing how many people I'm helping by doing God's will.
Amen.
I get stories a lot of times from, I know a lot of people that have been to jail. I know a lot of people that are in jail. And I know a lot of people that when they've gotten out, they tell me, man, my aunt sent me your album, or, something along those lines. And they tell me how I was able to bless them because they could relate. So every time I get hear news like that, it just makes me want to say thank you, God, because had I not listened to Him, I don't know if those people's lives would have been affected. It might have been my job in order to bring them into God, or introduce them to God. So every time I get an experience like that, it grows my relationship with God. If I don't have that relationship with Him, or if I don't have any kind of doings to do with Him, then my music will be weakened, and you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to tell in my personality. You'll be able to tell it in my walk and my talk. So He's definitely the anchor for me doing Christian music and me being the person that I am today.
Amen. Amen. Well, we're going to hear one of your singles you have out now, is Destiny, and I want to give the listeners a little taste of your platform, what you do, what you do with the music and the messages that God has given you. So let's go right into it. Let's play Destiny. This is by Jeremy Tutt.
I ain't who they calling me, man. I don't know like this. Oh, that's good. Let me pick up real quick. Hold on. Hey, yo, cuz, what up, man?
Cousin, what's happening?
Hey, man, boy, you don't got out.
Man, they don't free me, man.
Hey, man, what's up, man? What's the move?
Man, I'm trying to do this music, man.
Oh, yeah, for real?
Gotta get it.
Hey, man, well, let me tell you something real quick, man.
Talk to me.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about, right? No, I've been dreaming. Yeah, I've been dreaming. Yeah, I've been dreaming. Yeah, I've been dreaming. Said the dream is free, but the hustle is so separately. Gotta stay focused, cause my family depend on me. I ain't really worried about no haters, what they got on me. My head to the sky, greatness is my destiny. Yeah, you know the dream is free, but the hustle is so separately. Gotta stay focused, cause my family depend on me. I ain't really worried about no haters, what they got on me. My head to the sky, greatness is my destiny. Sister always working hard, brothers always working harder. Mama hold the fort down, and my wife is home in Florida. Orlando, where I stay, but I'm repping Northwest Georgia. Yeah, I started from the bottom, now I'm boosting, call me a charger. I was made for something greater, so I'm grinding till I get there. I would say I'm chasing that paper, but that's not part of my makeup. I'm not stopping till I leave a legacy. Lucy won't get the best of me. Praises to the Most High, screaming Yahweh over everything. Said the dream is free, but the hustle is so separately. Gotta stay focused, cause my family depend on me. I ain't really worried about no haters, what they got on me. My head to the sky, greatness is my destiny. Yeah, you know the dream is free, but the hustle is so separately. Gotta stay focused, cause my family depend on me. I ain't really worried about no haters, what they got on me. My head to the sky, greatness is my destiny. See, I've been stressing, for a blessing. I've been praying, I swear I've learned my lesson. I'm on the track with my cousin. He said we gotta go get it. I wanna ride in the phone. I wanna buy a big church. I got big dreams. I'm so focused. I do it all for my family. I done been through it all. I'm living free. I'm dreaming free. Better day, yeah, they coming. I'm going hard to the best of me, y'all. Said the dream is free, but the hustle is so separately. Gotta stay focused, cause my family depend on me. I ain't what they got on me. My head to the sky, greatness is my destiny. Yeah, you know the dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately. Gotta stay focused, cause my family depend on me. I ain't really worried about no haters, what they got on me. My head to the sky, greatness is my destiny. Yeah, you know it's almost that time.
Yeah, I gotta get it, yeah. See, I gotta get it, yeah. Yeah, I gotta get it.
Yeah, I gotta stay on my grind.
Gotta stay focused, yeah. Gotta stay focused. Yeah, I gotta stay focused.
And I can't mess up this time.
Gotta be patient, yeah. Gotta be patient.
Family come first, so just stay off my line.
You ain't talking about money. You ain't talking about money. No, you ain't talking about money.
Yeah, the dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately. Gotta stay focused, cause my family depend on me. I ain't really worried about no haters, what they got on me. My head to the sky, greatness is my destiny. Yeah, you know the dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately. Gotta stay focused, cause my family depend on me. I ain't really worried about no haters, what they got on me. My head to the sky, greatness is my destiny. Greatness is my destiny. Greatness is my destiny.
That was Destiny. And we, listen, Jeremy, I could rock with that. I mean, loudly, too. I'm one of the ones that be dropping the windows down and it pumped up. And they talking about Jesus and people make you like you crazy. I'm
right. Thank you, man. Thanks a lot.
That's a great song, great song. Definitely enjoying that ministry and looking forward to what you got coming up. Listen, we got the Dream Team on here. If you're just joining us, we have all three of them here. So if you're just joining us, you're going to have to go back and listen to the replay and on demand. We're on Spreaker Radio on Fridays. You get the chance to hear this, and it'll also air on Unity Gospel Radio on Tuesday evening at 7 to 9 p.m. So you get a chance to hear these guys and see what they got going on. All right. So now to Mr. Danny Nunn. Brother, you have quite a bit going on. Had much success in your ministry thus far. So you taking home an award this past weekend too. Tell me about the feeling you found out when you found out that you won, because I know you weren't able to be there, correct?
Correct. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Oh,
so,
it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. Actually, my homeboy Jay Drastic, who done a tremendous job, I heard at the awards. He messaged me, and I was like, nah, because it's like I may not win. I really wanted to be there though, and but when I heard, I was like, what? And my wife was like, congratulations, baby, that's awesome, that type of thing. And but it was just a blessing to be honored. I'm humbled because I feel like I'm just nobody trying to tell somebody about him who can change anybody. So I'm just blessed to be used and to be effective in this time that we're living in.
Yeah.
And the anointing is the most thing that I love that he's blessed me with.
Amen. You have a mature sound, and when I say that, it's more the old folks can groove to it too. They'll tune in too. You have a very mature sound, which would make one think if they didn't hear from you that you had a very extensive background in the gospel industry and the gospel music, and you started at a young age. Has it always been your passion in the gospel music, or have you sought out other avenues to, I don't know the word to use, to utilize that passion,
Mm-hmm.
What have you done with that?
Yes, I love music. I don't like to put a label type thing on it.
Yeah.
I want everybody to hear the message. because to me that's what speaks through my music. Because I have a song that's it's a love song, You know, K. Joe now, they inspire me because, they write songs, love songs, and Andrew and me wrote some as well. And it was for my wife, it's called Superwoman. And, a lot of it gives them that self-esteem. It built, it tells them who they are, who God created them to be. So I don't want to be an artist that's just kind of locked into a certain fit or format. I just want to be able to just be an artist. Just paint with my brush and see what God has to bless others through the message in the music.
Amen. I know God is expanding your territory. He's blessing you. What other areas of ministry has He afforded you the opportunity to operate in? Teaching, evangelism, and how has that expansion affected your music ministry?
Oh, a whole lot. Me and my wife also have our bachelor's degree in Christian education. I've been preaching since I was about 12. And so we started young because my pastor were preachers, and they really influenced me in the right way. And, growing up seeing them being a blessing to others, reaching out, souls coming to the altar, that type thing, I knew that's what God had called me to do. So, I didn't want to waste any time. Now, of course, along the way I had some ups and downs, and I've had some valleys, and I've fallen here and there. But, the main thing is you get back up, you get back on the path that God has called you, back to destiny, back to the place of purpose and passion that God has placed in your life. So, yes, I'm a minister, and I've done all kind of evangelism. We've traveled all over the United States. I have a lot of friends in New York, all over the world, California, got family in Indiana, Texas. And so, I'm thankful that God affords me, the opportunity to bless others. And just glad to be, hanging with the dream team. We work together. We're a family, And thankful for my manager, Miss Sharonda. But youth conferences, whatever it is, we're available. Yeah. We can do it. We can.
All right. Well, y'all will definitely be hearing from me soon. I got some things coming up. I definitely want to connect with you guys, and I've connected with your manager. So speaking of your manager, before we get into Play Refuge, you all have a great support system. I see that you guys speak very highly of her. And I could manage multiple artists, and I know that sometimes can be a challenge to juggle the responsibilities and the schedules. But it seems like she does that with ease. Like she got that all down pat. So it's very important to me that, we as managers have that good working and personal relationship with the artist, because it helps us to kind of function better, and it adds to the confidence. So, and the trust that, the artist has to have in the manager in order to, go forth and them speaking on their behalf. So how has, your relationship with your manager, and I guess any of you guys can answer this, but I want to hear from you first, Danny. How has that helped the process of going forth in your music ministry? And if you could describe her in one word, what would that be?
She has definitely been a blessing and has propelled my music since we met, and I feel like it was a God thing. God connected us together. And one thing about purpose, when purpose, you see somebody with purpose and passion, and you know that God has connected you, that connectivity will explode. And I believe now, like ever, you have to connect with the right people. If you don't connect with the right people, I believe that if there's a pull in the line, or if there's not enough push, or they don't have the passion, you got to run with the lions. You got to run with your crew, those who are trying to go the same place that you're trying to go, trying to push for higher heights, and not trying to go back. So I definitely know it was a God thing. It was ordained by God, and I've ever since been experiencing supernatural breakthrough, supernatural increase, and supernatural abundance. So I know when there's abundance, I just thank God for that.
Yes. Now, I'm not sure if this is her holding on. I'm going to answer this, and I usually don't do this. I like control over myself. But if somebody's been on this line and waiting for a while, so I'm going to open this mic up and see who this is and see what they, want to say to you guys. Are you on, caller?
Hey, you. How are you? I definitely had a feeling.
Did you hear talk about you?
I said, not just because it's recorded. I want to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I was saying to myself, don't just because it's recorded. I want y'all to tell the truth.
We have a little difficulty hearing you, but I am glad that you're able to come on. We were just, weighing in on the management side of things, and your artists speak very highly of you and what you're doing in their lives. Because that's your ministry, expanding their platforms to reach levels that they wouldn't otherwise be able to reach by themselves, but allowing God to use you and leading them, and that's just an amazing opportunity that we have as managers. But it's a blessing that you have this team that depends heavily, but has high view in the work that you're doing for them. So I commend you on your ministry as well. And as anybody else want to weigh in on that question? Somebody needs to answer this one. If you can describe your manager in one word, what would that word be?
Let me get that one, y'all.
Go ahead. Oh, I was about to say that.
Superwoman. I honestly, I don't know how, because all three of us are busy. We're always all somewhere. And for her to be able to keep up with it all, and not only that, it's just a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that we have to make sure it's done. And for her to be able to handle it, she doesn't miss a beat. I miss more beats than she does, and I'm just by myself. So for her to be able to, keep hold on all three of us and make sure we're where we're supposed to be at and doing what we got to do, I've never seen anything like it, ever.
Amen. That's ministry in itself. Like I said, that's a gift from God. You got to have that in order to do that. So that is definitely a blessing. I want to give you guys an opportunity because we're nearing to the end of the show, and I'm still going to play Refuge because that's one of my tracks right there. But I'm going to play that, but I want to give you guys an opportunity to quickly share, each of you, how our listeners can get in touch with you, purchase your music, so forth and so on. We're going to start with Ashley, then Jeremy, and then we'll finish out with you, Danny.
Okay. I am on Facebook, Ashley Williams Music, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach me by Sharonda. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. All right. I know I just connected with you. Do you have a personal page and an artist page on there?
Yes, I do. My personal page is Ashley Peck Williams, and my music page is Ashley Williams Music.
Okay, good. That'll give them every opportunity to find you. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Jeremy?
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'm on Facebook. at just Jeremy Tutt, and also my music page is at Jeremy Tutt Music, both on Facebook. So you guys can find me on there. On Instagram, it's at strategic_Tutt. And those are pretty much all of my social media sites. If you want to find music, all of my music that is out is available on almost every internet retailer. So you can just, the best way I tell people is just Google Jeremy Tutt. You can Google Jeremy Tutt Music or Jeremy Tutt Life, the first album that I created, or some of my singles. Or you can just Google Jeremy Tutt and it'll point you in the direction of those songs, unless you have like iTunes or something like that. Then you can just search for it that way.
Okay. All right. Mr. Dan.
Yes,
Dan, you want to give us how we can connect with you?
Hello?
Yes. Can you give us how we can connect with you?
Yeah, you can reach me on Facebook on Danny Nunn Music page, as well as Instagram. That's Nunn5. I'm on Twitter as Danny Nunn. And to get my music, just iTunes. I'm on iTunes. And you can check out some of my music as well on YouTube. Just type in Danny Nunn or Your Story's Not Over or Refuge.
All right. Well, I appreciate you all coming on today for this roundtable discussion. It was a good opportunity for us to really hear from you guys and see what you guys got going on. I definitely want to stay connected. I encourage all the listeners to stay connected with you all and, just keep doing what it is that God has been calling you to do, operating in your gift with excellence. And, you're blessing so many people with your ministry. So God bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. If you are just joining us, we're about to come to this show. I appreciate you for sticking with us for 2 hours on this artist spotlight, and we have been enjoying our time here on this roundtable discussion with the Dream Team. You guys, if you need any more information, contact me, and then I'll get the information you need if you weren't able to get it from the artist here on the station, or I'll connect you with them so that you can get it from them. You definitely want to follow this ministry and keep up with these artists. We're about to go into Danny Nunn's song, Refuge. I definitely want to have an opportunity to play that, and I know that you guys will be blessed by that. And I'll be right back to close out the show after this. Here we go. This is Refuge by Danny Nunn.
God is your refuge. Let me see your hands in the air right now. He is my refuge, refuge, refuge. Ooh. Hands up in the air. You know that God is there. Let me see your hands in the air right now. You know that God is there. He is my refuge, refuge, refuge. Yeah. It's been a long weekend. It's been stressful. I just got up my knees. I need some help, Lord. A constant tug of war in my spirit. I'm trying to move on, but can I be real, Lord? Who's this that can take sin away and turn my nights into days? Can he dry my tears away? Well, if you're wondering who this is, it's God, and God is my refuge, and he is my strength. Every breath and nail in time.
of a very present help. Lord, you are sweeter than honey. I'm the honeycomb, Lord, yeah. Can't nobody do what you do. No. Because you picked me up, and you turned me around, and you placed these on natural feet on a solid ground. Oh yeah.
Amen, amen. That was Refuge by Nunn. Sorry, I almost dropped my mic there. Shonda, are you still on with me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, if you want a second to just kind of give some closing remarks, you can do that.
Yes, I was trying to chime on and make sure I am in a bad area, so I'm just making sure you heard me. I love a team, and I think if I don't manage anyone else, I think I've done enough, because I just love this team. I only want what God sent to me, and it has to be anointed. Yeah. And so that's how I operate. Who I manage and how I work with, because it's all about the anointing, and I love them. I groom them, and they came already. But to be a family, if you can't be a family, you can't be on this team. And we going higher. We going higher.
Amen. You're doing a wonderful job, and like I told them, the ministry is just amazing. And I know God just gives us these unique skills and abilities to be able to do things, but to be obedient to that is necessary. So I commend you on that. So I appreciate you for coming on and sharing, your team with us, in their ministry.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a passion. And, as a manager, you want the world to hear and see the ministry gift that God has blessed them with. And so that is my that's what propels me. I have to get their message out. I have to get their ministry out. And so that's what keeps me going. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have won the promoter of the year, because I promote what they put out, and I have a passion for what they put out. So that's why I am here today.
Amen. Amen. We got to wrap up here. We got about 30 seconds. We got about 30 seconds, but I definitely appreciate.
Go ahead.
I definitely appreciate you coming on. We got about 10 seconds here, but I just wanted to say to all the listeners to look them up, the Dream Team. You guys, that's our show for today. Hit me up, find out more information about them. God bless. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.